India Meteorological Department has released its state-wise annual climate statement for the year 2022. It is not looking too good for the northeastern states, I must say. The report has highlighted a decreasing trend of annual rainfall for northeast India despite the warmest years recorded since the year 1901. Now, while the states displayed an increasing trend in terms of the long-term time series, the highest decreasing trend was observed over three of the northeastern states, namely Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, and Manipur. Now, Nivedita, looking at the report in particular, across the seven sisters and the one brother, it seems like these particular three states, Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, and Manipur, there's some sort of worry and concern over there. First and foremost, for the benefit of the viewers, how have you read the IMD's latest report, and what are some red flags for everybody here?
Now that we started with the Northeast team, the most important thing that struck me while going through the state-wise reports was how this year 2022 was the warmest for Sikkim since 1901. I mean, that is an alarming thing. As it is, we are talking about the global warming and climate change and everything. And in such a scenario, if we are looking at a Himalayan state like Sikkim, which is experiencing the warmest year in the last more than 122 years, that's an alarming thing for that state. But Sikkim was not alone. The data showed that this was the second warmest year for Meghalaya. Meghalaya, the state, Meghalaya, the name itself is the abode of clouds. And there are, earlier it was Cherrapunji and now it's Mohsin Ram, which is the place known for the maximum rainfall across the world. And imagine in that state we are witnessing the second warmest year since 1901. Then the third warmest year, it was 2022 was the third warmest year for Assam and Manipur. Fourth warmest year since 1901 for Arunachal Pradesh, Tripura, Nagaland, Mizoram. So, combined impact, if we look at one side, we have the decreasing trend of rainfall, and at the same time, we have these year by year increase. So, the 2022 is the warmest year for Sikkim, is like really alarming.
The decreasing trends of rainfall in the northeast is again not something that's new. Last year we were talking about how northeast had recorded the lowest rainfall in about 122 years. That particular news was making the headlines. But this correlation between rising temperature and the decline in rainfall, if you could with proper scientific backing help the viewers out here, because these are, like Nivedita was telling us, in the highlights of the IMD report, people talk about various states, but northeastern rain, which is so important for the entire region, let's not forget it's a rain-fed agricultural economy. It is really important. What's your take on that, ma'am?
See, if you really see northeast rainfall, it is you must remember northeast does not get its peak rainfall during monsoon season. Its peak rainfall happens during April to June or July. So that is the period when you get, sometimes you get very heavy to extremely heavy rainfall. And again, if you really see what has been happening even during the monsoon season, Northeast India gets good rains when rest of India gets bad rains. It's as simple as that. It's once the monsoon trough shifts to the foothills of the Himalayas, immediately the rainfall increases in the northeast and we start getting less rain over the plains. If you've seen the last few years, we are in a phase of good monsoon rainfall over the Indian mainland. And that, and corresponding to that, we've had poor rainfall over the northeast India. Regarding particularly this year also, if you noted, the rainfall was below normal over northeast and it continues to be below normal so far in the year. I mean, generally in April, you see instances of very heavy to extremely heavy rainfall. Nothing so has happened so far. Every year it is different, but I would say La Nina plays a huge role in northeast India not getting adequate rainfall. La Nina translates to one of the major factors controlling monsoon, and we've been having La Nina conditions over the Indian mainland for quite some time now. So that is one factor controlling it. But of course, there are other factors, the position of the anticyclones, all those factors make a difference. As a
Absolutely.
result of no rainfall, what is happening is cloud cover is less, so temperature is rising.
Okay.
So that would be the condition, that we are getting less rain and higher temperatures over northeast.
Also, your viewpoint, ma'am, on the loss of forest cover and receding rainfall as well.
So these are all related. I mean, you don't get much rain, so forest cover decreases. Correspondingly, the evapotranspiration of the ground decreases, and the local effect on on increasing the rain bearing clouds, it has a negative. It is inhibited. Let me put it this way. So, and no clouds means direct sunlight coming. A lot more, plants will die more quickly. So the forest cover is receding, as Madam very rightly pointed out, forest cover is decreasing over northeast India.